My book is called Without the State, Self-Organization and Political Activism in Ukraine. And it is the story of a group of leftist political activists who were involved in the Euromaidan protests of 2013 and 2014 in Ukraine. And it uses this leftist group of activists to explore the concept of self-organization, which is this basic idea that if something needs to be done and you're the person that can do it, then you should do it. And the book argues that this idea of self-organization and its effectiveness during the protests changed the relationship between the citizen and the state in the wake of the 2013 and 2014 protests. And so I trace this shift from actually even before the protests began, because I'm looking at activist groups that were doing a lot of political work even before 2013 in the early 2010s. And so I look at how some of their political practices were translated into these mass mobilizations, and then how those political practices became much more widespread and even continued after the invasion in 2014. So I think this is really foundational for the response that we saw among Ukrainians in 2022 to the full-scale invasion. Basically, self-organization was what people had been doing for the past 8 years. So they already knew that they could help one another, they could fill in the gaps when things needed to be done. Because they had already done it before. So they were able to scale it up. And so this book is really something that traces, I think, this moment in time that became really important for the Ukraine that we're seeing today. And it explains something that a lot of us already understood when the full-scale invasion began.